And welcome back to the Weekly Tech Room. I'm me, Jay.
And me, Karl.
Episode 238, and on what really is, the penultimate day of February, isn't it?
It is indeed. Yeah.
March
Time is
is
flying.
nearly upon us, my friend.
It's Apple Week next week.
It is, but it's also Mobile Congress Week next week.
Yeah. So I'll have to tell you all about Apple because you're not going to be able to see it, are you?
Well,
You're going to be in meetings and shows and.
Yes, I'm going to be a busy boy next week. I am, intense. I've been to Mobile Congress for some years, but you and I used to go quite frequently in a past life.
We did, yeah.
With our particular roles, and but looking at like Mobile Congress this year, it's not just about devices, of course. That's moved on. It's it's a much bigger show. There's a lot of satellite stuff, so I'm going to try and sneak off and have a look at some of that. There's a lot of tech also going on there, so I should hopefully grab some info for the next show with any luck.
Talking of satellite stuff, I mentioned to you this morning that I'd finally got around to booking a family holiday.
Yes,
the place has Starlink.
Awesome.
It's remote. It's remote. It has Starlink. So I'll be very interested to see how that actually works and how good it is.
I imagine you'll probably be getting better internet than I would be.
Well, better. The last place we had was a bit less remote, but the internet sucked big time. Like you couldn't stream it. It was that bad. You could barely browse the web. So I'm hoping it's better than that.
Well, yeah. Did you do say though that the Starlink experience is very good? I have to, all the reviews I seem to say on it, seem to imply
live test with all six of us hammering it. So
that may not be what they were hoping. No, but
4 kids, they will be hammering that internet.
It's like the bandwidth appears to be gone. What the? Still, like you say, it would be certainly better than the usual kind of connection you get when you're up in the wilds of nowhere and
exactly.
relying on what appears to be dial-up speeds, isn't it?
Pretty much.
So this week we've been playing a bit of Star Trek Voyager. That's now been released, isn't it? As of last week, which is good. We obviously picked that up last week, getting into it. I'd say it's a good game. The devs are bringing out little updates and tweaks and fixes to it, which is really helpful. I have to say. The ability to do manual saves was released, was it yesterday? Which I cannot stress.
I don't know. It appeared. I was like, thank God for that.
I have to say, I'm not doing very well in my first run through, as I've lost Tuvok, Paris, and Chakotay. I think I left them behind by accident after an away mission.
Did they just pop out to get some food from the local? You just left them, yeah, in the Delta Quadrant.
Well, you shouldn't laugh because one of the missions is that you have to or sometimes there are missions where you take an away team and you have to come back to them, don't you?
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but all I know is that when I got to the next sector, because once you get to a new sector, you can't go back to the old one. They weren't there anymore, and I was a bit worried.
Oh dear. I think you're still a bit further ahead than me. I haven't got to the Borg or anything yet.
I've just started that one. That's the.
I'm about to jump sector, but I manually saved to come and do the podcast.
Well, I've started the Borg one, but I've had to restart it. So that tells you everything you need to know. Talking to games, though, we're also going to have Chapter 1B, aren't we, of Cleared Hot coming out in the next week or so.
AKA Jungle Strike.
AKA Desert Strike, AKA Urban Strike, rolled into one. So the Jungle Strike update for it, I think that isn't coming yet. I think that
is that not what's coming out on the 17th? I thought it was that.
No, so the Chapter 1B is all of the updates for Chapter 1. I believe they're teasing us with the first level of Chapter 2, which is basically, as you say, Jungle Strike.
I had misread. I just presumed the next update was. No, okay.
This one includes some updates around with the physics updates, water, that kind of stuff. Arcade, apparently, some like on the sandbox area, there's like an arcade mode now where you can like fling stuff into like goals or catch a missile and shove it back down a hole. I don't know.
Okay, but general performance improvements, I could definitely do with some
absolutely.
of those.
I mean, great game.
Chug at times.
Yeah, it is a great game, but cannot wait for the new content. Definitely.
Interesting. Okay.
So this week then, what have we got? Well, we've got a pack show for you this week. Then we're going to take you through more of these big money weird deals for AI and GPUs. Don't talk to us about hard disk memory or any other components because we don't want to know, do we? We're going to talk about Meta's safety director and how they discovered that if you want to run OpenClaw, the AI agent, it isn't really a good idea to give it access to stuff. Phil Spencer at Microsoft has stepped down, hasn't he, from the Xbox, running the Xbox business unit, and we'll tell you all about that. Apple is going to be opening a brand new US Mac Mini plant perhaps more assembly than actual doing chips. But anyway, and Reddit has had another slap on the wrist from the UK data watchdog, the ICO, and we've got a couple of rumor mill stories for you. But let's talk about this new AMD and Meta deal then, where it
It's
just
a
seems to
circle
me.
jerk again, isn't it?
Language there, sir. Language. Apologies for that. It is effectively, yes. It's a bit of a I'll give you something, you give me something, but we'll never really exchange real money, isn't it?
No. In this case, AMD is giving Meta 10% of AMD, and then allowing Meta to buy chips.
Yeah, it's like
So Meta's basically not paying for any of these and gaining 10% of AMD. Is that the general gist of it?
I think so, isn't it? So effectively, Meta hand over or appear to hand over $60 billion.
Yes.
They get $35 billion back because they bought 10% of AMD. And like you say, alongside that, will AMD produce loads of GPUs for them for creating AI data centers?
Yeah. I mean, they're targeting a massive amount again, and this is another huge deal. Is it 6 gigawatts?
Oh, yes, it's all the
Of
power again, isn't it?
is all our GPUs and RAM going again? And these it's what's the chip they're looking at? It's the Instinct. I had it written down
Instinct
here somewhere.
GPU, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, the M5 450 or whatever it's called, but it has 432 gigabytes of RAM on it, VRAM
It
on
is
each one of
quite a
them.
chip, isn't it, really?
Yeah. I mean, I'd just like one with 32 gigabytes, not 432.
But
Maybe I could buy one, and then AMD give me some of the money back and some of the company.
yeah, but it must be stressed that this $60 billion figure isn't one that's been publicly announced. This is one that Reuters have come up with, isn't
Yeah,
it? Based on the estimates of the cost of the
yeah.
GPUs, the power consumption, as you say, the gigawatt, 6 gigawatts that
Mm,
are required to run them over 5 years.
yes.
And apparently, if this all goes together, as you say, what ultimately means is that the crux of it is that Meta then can buy or obtain was it? I think it's 160 million AMD shares, isn't it? I think that are valued at quite low.
160
Well, they're
million
free.
shares. Yeah.
Yeah, they're a
Zero
zero
point zero 0.01
cent.
cents per share.
Yeah, so they're free.
So they're free. Yeah. Buy some GPUs, get part of the company. I don't understand this, but it has a similar deal with Nvidia, doesn't it?
It
And
does.
it is
It
looking
does.
at a similar one with Google for their TPUs, tensor processing units.
Oh, just like you say, it's this to me. It just stinks of an accounting deal, isn't it? Your balance sheet looks great. Our balance sheet looks great. Everybody's happy. You've gained a great customer. We're going to basically go all in, or not all in,
Yeah.
but we're going to have major supply with you. AMD's got guaranteed customers. Meta's got a supply chain locked
Yep.
in, haven't they? And everybody and the AI bubble gets bigger and bigger, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, AMD stock jumped 9% on the announcement.
Oh,
Sanity has reigned again, and now it's gone back down. But someone made some money there.
I would argue that the stock market at the moment is not a good place, is it? I mean, the
Crazy.
industry that you and I work in, this week, last week or so, last 2 weeks has been hammered completely by Anthropic and Claude Code security, hasn't it? Where the
Yeah.
the world and his wife discovered that we don't need security companies. We'll
The clue
just
was in
use.
the title, Claude Code Security. It's about finding bugs in the code. It doesn't mean that you don't need security.
Well, I think nearly all of the major security vendors took a hit, didn't they, in the last
Because
fortnight
just because
over
your
this?
code is now secure doesn't mean you don't need a firewall in front of it to stop people accessing it you don't want them to access.
No, that's true, but unfortunately, trying to
Investors be
yeah.
investing. Anyway, let's move on from that one because that's just going to rile me up here.
All right,
Let's move on to
to close out
more
there,
stupidity in AI.
so to go keeping the theme of Meta, then have I got to ask, have you run or had a play with Claudebot, Maltbot, or OpenClaw, whatever it's called this week?
OpenClaw. No, I've seen it. I followed the tale of the many name changes. I looked at it and went, this sounds like a complete liability. because it's designed. It's a tool that uses multiple agents and orchestration designed to install on your desktop, laptop, your personal PC, and run your life for you. And you give it access to all your things, your files, your email, messaging, and whatever else it can do because it's expandable, isn't it, with plugins. But within the first week or two, there were hundreds of malicious plugins. It just seems mental. And we have a proof in point.
Yeah, and I think when this came out, I mean, you're right. People seem to be just saying, right, I'll let you do whatever you want. Here you are, AI agent that I've not
Peace of the
got
kingdom.
really anything to do. Off you go.
Yeah, and the guy did say this. It's just a project he knocked up for himself, but feel free to play with it. Caveats: there was basically no security whatsoever, was there?
No.
But after a little while and several name changes, Meta did hire the guy, didn't he?
Yeah,
Peter,
they have. That's
what was his
correct.
name
Yeah.
again? Peter. What was it? Peter Steinberger. That was it. And allegedly for over £1 billion salary. They've not said that. Take that with a pinch of salt, but that is the rumours going around. But it'll be many millions, I'm sure. Hundreds of millions, maybe.
I mean, if that is true, that is absolutely bonkers, isn't it? Really.
So anyway, you've now employed a guy who has said this is a security nightmare, and yeah. So what do you do as who was it? A Meta? What was her role? She's
safety director, wasn't she? The
AI was the AI safety director, wasn't it?
AI safety director, correct? Yes, exactly.
So she installed it on her PC, gave it access to the kingdom, and it promptly started deleting everything, did it?
It basically, as the article states, it did a speed run, didn't it?
It did a speed run on her inbox.
You don't need all this.
No, exactly. Yeah. So apparently, look, she what she asked it. She basically asked it to sort out her email and clear out stuff she didn't need anymore. It decided she didn't need any of her emails anymore and started deleting it. She sent a message saying, "Do not do that. Stop doing anything." And stop OpenClaw, and it just ignored everything and carried on. She couldn't stop it from her phone, could she? She had to run across the office by the sound to a Mac Mini and basically pull the plug.
Yeah, she was quoted as saying, "Was it nothing humbles you more like telling your OpenClaw confirm before acting and watching it speed run delete your inbox. I couldn't stop my phone. I had to run to my Mac Mini like I was defusing a bomb."
That was it.
You can see it now, can't you?
Yeah. The instruction was check the inbox and suggest what you would archive or delete. Do not action until I tell you to. Yeah, and
then it goes and does what it wants.
Went on a rampage.
I have to say, so I've been playing around with Claude Cowork. I think I said this the other week,
Yes,
and that runs on my desktop, and it runs on my desktop, and it's only allowed access to one folder that it can create stuff in. And and I ask it. Sometimes I say to it, right, we're doing some vibe coding. I'm trying to work something through, and I say to it, right, before acting, tell me what you're going to do or brainstorm. And then it goes, right, here's the changes I've made. And you're like, what?
Before doing it, tell me what you were going to do. Not do it, then tell me what you've done.
And it does that quite. I mean, it does that quite a lot. It's not quite to the same degree. Do not get me wrong, as OpenClaw. But I think what we're seeing here is very much. I don't want to say the future. I think we're glimpsing down a kaleidoscope, if you will, because there are multiple futures that could be at play here, aren't there? But I think what we're seeing here is a view into where this could be going.
Yeah.
And these autonomous agents, I think I would not be surprised if in 5-10 years time, we'll all have one or two that sit and do what we need to do.
Aren't like better than what they are currently.
Well, yeah, but I think if you look at it, the reality of where this is going, agentic AI is clearly now, the generative element. We've kind of what was it Gartner call it, the trough of disillusionment, and things like that as it peaks through the hype wave. And I think we've hit that point where everybody's kind of the iterations of the software we've seen. We're not quite leaps and bounds; they're kind of incremental, aren't they, or improvements on the existing.
Yeah.
But the agentic part, what we're seeing a lot of this is just Just no, it's not. So I don't think Peter Steinberger isn't. He's joined. He's joined OpenAI, not Meta. I knew
Oh,
I'd
was it
seen it somewhere.
OpenAI and not Meta? I
Yeah,
knew it
he's
was
joined
somewhere.
OpenAI. He chose OpenAI over Meta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, maybe we'll get the reactions. I mean, the problems I see. One, and this has proved it yet again. The same as when we had Google's anti-gravity story a while back about
Oh
the
yes.
we need some robust guardrails and safety and security built into this because it just isn't there at the moment. And the other one is, how are we going to use this when no one can afford to buy a computer or a phone anymore because AI's eating everything?
At some point, though, it's this market is going to have to stop, isn't it? And the infrastructure for AI is going to have to be spun out separately.
It
I
can't
can't
carry
see.
on using the resources it does. It's just
No,
unmaintainable.
and surely though, surely the Nvidias of the world, the the AMDs of the world, etc., are going to have to look and work out, and probably are obviously doing that already, that the hardware, the infrastructure, the capabilities are very much not the same ones that we're running today, as we've seen, and the storage. There's going to have to be, I think, a bespoke set of hardware for AI in the future, because at the moment, butchering the consumer markets ultimately is going to cause bigger supply chain issues for everything else, isn't it? Which isn't sustainable.
Yeah.
You know, people still need a laptop. You're going to still want to buy a server that you're not going to want to run, dare I say, it, legacy applications. These kind of stuff. So I think something has to give. At the moment, it's
I
not.
think we've
It's
said
not
it
anytime
before,
soon.
haven't we? We've had
Yeah,
to say it
but
before.
something's got to give.
Hardware needs to get massively better at large language models, or we need to find a replacement to large language models.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
the only thing. Yeah.
LLMs may not be the future. I'm not saying AI isn't. It just may not be LLMs.
No, but it's something's got to give. Something's
Yeah.
got to give. But yeah, I think it is a concern of it. But fair play to Peter Steinberger, like I say, creating an app that went. I hate to say the word, but went viral, didn't it, for the wrong reasons?
And
I did
acted
read
like a
somewhere that
virus too.
yeah, I did read somewhere though that he was hemorrhaging like 10 grand a month or something running it initially.
Wowzer.
Yeah, it's it is it is an impressive bit of kit. Whether I mean, like I say I'm not going to touch it, but it does. I have to take my hat off. It's definitely impressive on that point of view. But yeah, scary things are afoot, maybe. So
Right.
moving on then, keeping the theme of changes ahead. At the end of an era this week, after
Yes.
Microsoft's Xbox president, not Xbox, sorry, the leader of Xbox, I should say,
Yes.
Phil Spencer, who's the boss of the gaming division of Xbox,
Yep.
stepped down, didn't he? And
Yes.
alongside not just him, but there was also the president of that business unit, Sarah Bond, as well, who may not be as well known as
Yes.
Phil, but both of them stepped down. And Phil is, best part of 40 years at Microsoft, isn't it? 38 years we were just looking at,
Started
weren't
in
we?
1988 as an intern, 38 years, 12 years running Xbox. What a career at one company.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, there is a bit of a change here. And Phil Spencer, he left, didn't he? He put a statement out,
Yeah.
talking about, his legacy, what he joined the company, wasn't it? And what he'd achieved by the time here and everything had come in. And
Yeah.
I think he mentioned about stepping through the doors as an intern, didn't he? All those
An
years ago.
intern. Wowza. Yeah, a lot harder to get an intern job at Microsoft now.
Oh God, I bet, especially here. But taking over from him though is an interesting choice of executive, isn't there?
Yes, and Asha Sharma doesn't seem to have a gaming past. She's come from, well, here we go, AI. So is it Microsoft's core AI core AI division?
Yeah, not
Where she's come from.
not Microsoft AI, which is a separate business unit like
Yeah.
OpenAI, but they're, as you say, the corporate AI piece.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, she doesn't seem to have a gaming background. I'm not sure she's even a gamer, though. I did see somewhere she'd put out a gamer tag, but whether that meant anything, who knows?
That could be created at any time.
Yeah, we'll just jump in the database. We'll clock 20 years to it. So I've been playing games for 24 years. Yeah, I don't know. Big shoes to fill. I think there. Yeah, it's it's odd. Where is Microsoft going with Xbox? It's been a bit of a weird year or two, hasn't it?
I think it has, and this is definitely definitely going to raise questions, isn't it, around what is the direction for Xbox? Is it the end of Xbox hardware as we know about it? The console wars have gone. We know that, aren't they? Handhelds appear to be the kind of the growing market space, but again, that's a challenging. Unless you're Nintendo, it's a difficult space as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
We know the cost of hardware and components, excuse me, is definitely causing probably a long-term view on where that goes. There's been a lot of layoffs within that organization, and
Yep.
does it mean how what does it look like for the gaming studios with Microsoft's large acquisitions they did a few years back? When they picked up what's it, Activision? Sorry, I couldn't think of the
Activision,
name of
didn't
the
they?
thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
ZeniMax and Minecraft were huge acquisitions.
yeah, I mean Minecraft just seems to print money. It's quite impressive, isn't it? But the questions, I think that one of the key questions is, she comes from an AI background. Is this a view to bring AI into the gaming world?
AI slop into your games, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you notice on Steam now, it does say on some of the projects, developers state AI was used to create, I don't know,
Yep.
promotional material, doesn't it, or procedural information. So that's having to show up. Uh,
Yep.
there was an interesting one, was it that Matt Booty has been promoted to chief
Promoted.
content officer.
He
Uh,
has.
yeah, he's been promoted under that. So what was he originally? One of the VPs, wasn't it? Corporate vice president of the Xbox Game
Yep.
Studios. So now
Yep.
he oversees all of Xbox gaming. So I just, look, the truth of the matter is, all things must pass, as they say, isn't it?
Of course.
And people move on and people retire. And I think it'd be wrong to say, what feels going on, it's the end of my gaming. I don't think that's the case at all.
No, I mean, look, to be honest, I thought they might have promoted Sarah Bond,
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, yeah.
but
But
I didn't, and she's left. It's an interesting one. It's Microsoft's, or Xbox, not Microsoft, Xbox's 25th anniversary this year. And there are some big games coming out. As you mentioned about Xbox hardware, I know I'd heard rumors that there is going to be another one. It'll be in 2027. But that's a bit more like their new handhelds, isn't it? It's a PC. It's a Windows mode. So you can have a boot straight into Xbox and switch over and use it as a PC.
and I
Uh,
guess
like
2027.
the Steam machine. Like the Steam
Well,
machine.
yeah. Well, that's the point I was going to say. If you look at 2027 is what, just under 2 years away, isn't it? Right?
Yes.
What's that going to realistically look like? If you look, as you say, to a great point there, the Steam machines are coming out, and what that effectively is and what it does. What I don't. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would be really shocked if we got a new super duper high powered Xbox variant like we did with the X.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure it's going to be super powered. I mean, you look at the Xbox consoles hardware compared to PCs at the moment in time when they were released. They're never released as high end, are they? They're a middle of the road, but optimized.
But that's because, yeah, that's the key word, isn't it? They're optimized to do one thing,
Yes.
and do it very well.
Yeah, exactly. But every developer knows exactly what hardware you're building for.
Yeah.
Whether that will change, whether Microsoft will say, "Well, here's our OEM version, our vision," but manufacturers are free to build their own using the new gaming mode like you can with the handhelds. I
Yeah,
don't know where this is going.
I I don't think they will. I think that would dilute. I think that would dilute the brand too much, personally.
Or will they just stop really making it and just be a gaming company, a studio making
Well,
games for whatever's available?
in the I think if we were to be kind of futurists here and look, let's say 15, 20 years down the line, yeah,
Yeah.
I think the reality you're gonna see is not a huge hardware device in your house, but like say something that connects to streaming, because the hardware and the cloud and the bandwidth capability is so advanced and so solid that you don't need something local. You just pick up a device and it'll stream from anywhere, and or plug into a large screen wirelessly and give you
Mm.
all that capability. I just think if we continue down the road that we're going on, that seems a logical path, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But
yes, I think infrastructure needs to get better before then.
a lot of stuff needs to get better. But we're not, streaming. If you look at Xbox Cloud Gaming today,
Yeah.
that's come on leaps and bounds.
Well, it has, yeah.
From what it had done 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah, providing you've got the bandwidth and the connection to stream it. It's not a server resource issue anymore, even a content one. Content always seems to be there. It's down to your connection and your hardware still.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, it's down to you ultimately. But it does work. I mean, my kids use Xbox Cloud Gaming to play. What was it? One of my sons was playing Fortnite the other night with his mates on his iPad with an Xbox controller, working pretty much seamlessly. And he just thinks, I was like, watching it, I was like, wow, I wish that had existed years ago. But then I thought to myself, can you imagine the experience? But it does. But it's there. But yeah, you're right. It does need to improve. It must be. But who knows? I mean, let's see what happens here. With Asher Sharma coming in, what the vision is. It's very early days, obviously. At the minute, we know people are going to be very unhappy. For most people, Phil Spencer has been an integral part of Xbox for most, for a generation of people, isn't he?
Yes.
So it's going to have a lot of, I guess, emotion attached to it. That's probably the right way to look at it, isn't it?
Yep. Yeah.
But let's see. Watch this space, as they say, isn't it? I guess on who's coming next and what they're going to do.
Yeah. Okay.
You and I both want Xbox Family Pass. Why they cannot do that, I do not know.
Version. I just need a family version. Even from an admin point of view, it would make my life so much easier.
Yeah. Anyway, keep on moving, because I've got to be out of here.
Okay, so Mac Minis made in the USA.
I should have played. We should have a clip of Made in the USA there. Born in the USA.
Made, assembled, we don't know. So Apple has officially announced that it will begin producing Mac Mini computers in the US for the first time for the first time ever for Mac Minis.
Yeah, I think pretty much, isn't it?
Yeah, they're going to use a facility in Houston. It's a site Apple already operates with Foxconn. For assembling their AI servers, so they're going to expand that to be able to do Mac Mini production as well, doubling the capacity, bringing it to about 500 square feet. It's interesting. So we're not entirely sure if this is just an assembled in America. Maybe it's American hands behind every Mac Mini, like the Trump T1. Don't know. But what they've said is, they're going to be building them there. They have said that they're going to spend by 100 million advanced chips from TSMC's Arizona facility. So it looks like some parts may be actually made in the USA, and they are going to spend 20 billion on US-made chips in 24 factories across 12 states. So it does seem that they're trying to source local components, but how much is actually
I agree.
I think is who knows.
Yeah, I mean the pictures are all very nice, aren't they? That they've put out. Yep. The timing was very coincidental alongside the State of the Union address that the president put out. You know what? The way I read into this, I think you're right that this is an assembly plot. Well, no, it is manufacturing, but I think the socks, the system on chip, and all that kind of stuff they'll already be assembled and ready to go, won't they? So the chips and that are going to come in. A lot of that work, but assembling it clearly takes time and putting those other components on it. But yeah, is it quite as advanced as they say it is?
Is this taking those socks that are made elsewhere and soldering those onto PCBs, motherboards, or is this taking the assembled motherboard and stick it in a chassis?
Well, I don't know if you saw some of the pictures, but some of the pictures they shared look like people working on servers.
Well, yeah, this is their AI factory, isn't it? It's where they've assembled AI servers.
Yeah, but they also were saying about but obviously, the Mac Minis that they're going to be doing as well. I mean, the servers are great. That makes sense. But the Mac Minis, I think as well, are going to be in a similar vein. It won't be fully created, as you say, because the chips, even though the Arizona TSMC facility, I don't think that's fully up and running yet either, is it?
No, it takes time.
It does. But look, Apple are doing what they need to do. Great for the American economy. Great for local jobs. Gets them past the next 3 years without some issues, if you know what I mean.
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
Moving swiftly
So,
on.
moving swiftly on. Yes. So, Reddit. I have mixed feelings about Reddit. It's an interesting community, isn't it? And
It is.
sometimes it's useful for information, but it's very has a bit of a subculture, doesn't it? I would say is the right
It
way to
is.
use it, isn't it?
I prefer it over things like Discord, though, because Discord isn't really suited to having chats or threads of chats or topics about stuff. It's all just one long message, and so much information gets lost in Discord because you can't search it from outside the platform. So I prefer Reddit much more than that because it is open, but as you say, it takes all sorts to build a community.
I like the way you did that. That was very diplomatic. Well done.
Yes, but the UK's ICO, the Information Commission Office, has fined Reddit £14.47 million. It's big as ever child privacy fine. Yeah, I mean, this is all about age verification, really. This is
It
what it
is
comes
indeed.
down to. Yes, look, Reddit's T's and C's ban anyone under the age of 13 from the platform, but up until July 2025, the company basically had zero meaningful measures in place to actually check anyone's age other than tell me what your date of birth is. And you know, as a child growing up with computers, Jay, that was just do the simple maths and choose a date, isn't it? When
Well,
picking
yeah.
out one. Yeah. So the ICO basically estimated that 500,000 children visit Reddit in the UK in 2024, and they're saying approximately 226,000 were under the age of 13. So, yeah,
It's not good. I mean,
it's not good. But Reddit's response is hilarious. They are basically saying, what was the response? They say they tend to appeal the fine. They said the ICO's insistence that they collect more identifying data from users is counterintuitive and at odds with our strong belief in our users' online privacy and safety. So they're saying by not collecting the data on the ages, we're protecting the users. ICO's having none of that, obviously.
no. And I look, the whole age verification thing. I know you and I both got our opinions on it. I did the Apple one this morning on my iPad with 26.4 beta 2. And Apple seem to have got it nailed, haven't they? It basically looks at the length of my Apple account history
This age,
and
yep.
and went, yep, you're clearly an adult. Thanks very much.
And you've also got a credit card attached to it, and you have to be 18 to have a credit card. Boom, you're an adult with no further checks needed.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that was
Okay.
pretty good. Yeah.
Why can't Microsoft do that with Xbox? I've had an Xbox Microsoft account for longer than I've had children. There was also a credit card attached to that as well. I am very much an adult, but they want me to submit a passport, driving license, or do the face scan thing. Sorry, no.
Yeah. I was very impressed. I have to say it was refreshing to see something work so well.
Yeah. I'm not on the beta yet, so I have not done this. But yeah, we'll be interested to see where the appeal goes here. I don't think Reddit's really got a leg to stand on. I mean, the ICO sued Imager back in, what was it, last year, was it? For $250,000. Oh, no, $250,000. And they just decided they were going to leave the UK market entirely.
Well, yeah, and we've seen that daily, don't we? Really, when we go to try and use stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think Reddit will leave the UK market, but I think they're going to have to pay up and make some changes.
I think they will, because the ICO is not going to back down on this. This will just get worse, absolutely worse for them, really. So, I think they need to sort this out because there is a lot of content on Reddit which is not child friendly. Let's be very honest about that.
Yes, there is.
But there you go. Okay. All right, then. So I think that's a good place for us to... So, as you know, this week we've got the Apple special, not event, announcements coming out. And we're starting next week.
Monday.
From Monday, yes. Is it from Monday or is it from Wednesday?
Yeah, Tim said that they are starting Monday.
Okay,
there is an actual in-person event, isn't there?
On Wednesday, that's right, yes.
Announced on Wednesday, but announcements will start on Monday.
They will indeed. But before we get to that, what we're expecting this week, we've talked about at length, and we'll obviously follow up on once that's been done. But that being said, kind of looking ahead, we haven't got the M5 Pro yet. But
Yeah.
look, fancy an M6 Pro?
Sure, why not? Yeah, M6 MacBook Pro. Yeah.
So our
Mr.
favorite leaker, isn't it? Or
German.
not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a
Sorry.
load of information on it, doesn't he?
He
He is
does.
saying, and I never thought we would actually see this, is the M6 MacBook Pro will be getting a touchscreen, as well as the OLED we've mentioned, a couple of times now, and it's going to land by the end of this year.
I I don't get the touchscreen thing. I really don't. And I was listening to another podcast this morning that was talking around it, saying that actually, if you're scrolling, it could be quite a handy thing. You on your screen, you're showing people some pictures, you want to flick up and down. And there's talk, isn't there? I don't know if you've seen it, but it's rumored that macOS 27 will bring this a new context control that when you touch the screen, it'll provide you with a context window.
Okay, no, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, so I'm a bit perplexed by this, but look, jury's out. I'm not going to say it's wrong. I'm just saying I don't like it.
The big one for me, as a man who has purchased a Mac within the last year and is still struggling with some of the quirks of Mac OS, the notch. Why do we need such a large notch?
Do you know what? I absolutely agree with you, sir. It is a peculiar design quirk, isn't it?
And then it's like the taskbar in Windows, where you get all your little icons. Yeah, it's up on the top on Mac, isn't it? But if you have too many, they disappear behind the notch. And how do you get them back? You have to delve into settings, don't you, and rearrange stuff.
That's right. It's not.
You can't just have a little arrow where you click it and a box pops up with all of them in, because that would be too easy, wouldn't it? I mean, Microsoft's only been doing that for like 20 years.
It's
kill the notch.
Thing. It is a peculiar thing, and like you say, when you lose you lose things. It is a bit odd. Yeah.
You're like, is it there? Is it running? Is it just hidden? Who knows? But apparently we are getting the name's just escaped me now. What do they call it again? The one on the phone, Dynamic Island.
Dynamic Island, so it'll resize itself. Yeah.
Yeah. So look, I also don't understand, why does the Mac not have Face ID? The notch was big enough. They've said
before that the camera equipment for Face ID didn't fit into the
it's
too thick. Yeah, the depth of it's too much compared to if you look at the lid on the MacBook, which I can look at from here.
Yeah,
it doesn't fit in that. But who knows?
Okay, that makes sense.
Who knows? But yeah, so look, M6 Pro then rumored, as you say, with touchscreen and Dynamic Island coming soon. But let's see what we get next week. I'm curious to see how this sits up next week with the lineup. We may get a hint of what's coming down the pipe, really, isn't it? But the other rumor this week is one that I'm genuinely excited about. Go on, I'll let you tee this one up, because
this is one we've both been excited about. So it's a color. Yes, it's product red. So we've always had these historically on the lower cost iPhones, haven't we? Never the Pros. And we've always wanted a product red Pro phone. And German is saying with the iPhone 18 Pro September, we will finally be getting a product red version. Or it may not be called product red, but it's going to be red.
I just hope it is proper red, like product red color.
And this is annoying, because I probably won't be buying a Pro.
Yes, that's the problem. I was going to say but they have said. I mean,
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
The orange ones have apparently been absolutely super sellers.
They're just flying off the shelves, aren't they? Even the blue looks lovely.
Yeah, I think you're right, but I don't know about you, but I seem to go everywhere I go. I see people with the orange ones.
Yeah, I've seen a load of them.
They are very much around and in clear, and.
Oh, I always liked your product red watch you had as well. It looked lovely.
Yeah, I really did that. I that to me it stood out. It was a great color contrast. And if you think on the phones, that red would be bold. It'd be striking instead of some of the insipid kind of just wet colors.
Hues of grey.
It's not. Someone had to be. It's not very pro, is it? I heard somebody say to me once before. It's not very pro.
I don't
But
know.
I'm well chuffed if they bring this out. I have to say, it would be my choice of color, and I'm upgrading this year to the 18. So yeah, bring it on.
Well,
bring it on.
The fold is announced. I'm buying a fold, but that probably means I'm only going to get white, grey, black.
Yeah, you'll get the colors.
It's going to be very plain, but I'm getting a fold if it comes out.
I would say I'm sorry, but I'm not.
What if they announced a fold product red and they just do a boring grey one for your Pro?
Then I'd be quite upset. We'll have to have another conversation.
It's not going to happen, but yeah.
No, not at all. Not at all. All right, it's probably a good place for us to wrap up for today. And we'll be back next week then with all the latest updates and stories. Hopefully, I'll be able to bring back some good info and stories from Mobile Congress. We'll also have the Apple event, which will be the main story of next week with all of the stuff that's coming out. Maybe I'll be buying a MacBook. Who knows? And other stuff as such. But of course, you can find us wherever you get your podcasts. We're also on YouTube and all of our show notes at techrant.online. So with that, I've been Jay.
I've been Karl. Have a good one all.